Good morning, children. Today's video will speak about specific things that we have in our poem, The Dolphins. And the first one is human authority. Before going deep into this poem, first we should know what are the technical components of this poem. Almost the line numbers in each stanza same. Further, it's a monologue. What's a monologue? Mono plus dialogue. A single speaker. Mono means one. So one single speaker speech or a single speaker dialogue. So it's a monologue. And we have divided this poem into few portions and we'll discuss according to that. Keep it in mind, these are not the themes. Here, if we look at the themes, we can make theme of anything in this world. But at the same time, we have to know what are important and what are not. This poem is very flat, extremely flat. So making theme out of that will be of no importance, of no value. That will do, forcefully we'll do that one. Just like there is a bottle of water and either it will be drinkable or not drinkable for human use or not. Now, if you want to go deep into the components of that one, that is your wish. That may not be important all the time. Here in the poem, I find it's the same. Themes are almost similar to whatever thought come in our mind when we read the poetry. Human torture, human action, their problem, the same thing. Instead, we'll make little bit of analysis of this poem from different points of view. First come 2 points of view, that is the point of view of human, and secondly it comes regarding the point of view of the daffodils. Point of view. Here the daffodils are the one who are imprisoned, quarantined, or you can say isolated in a small pool and finding it very difficult to live a worthy life. And who are responsible for that one? We ourselves. That is the first fact. But at the same time, the dolphin also make themselves responsible for such event. Why? The dolphin finds themselves guilty because it is they find it is their fault because they got caught by the fishermen. So it's a kind of misfortune. But from our point of view, if you see like proper rational human being, we find we are responsible for their dismay and for their misfortune. From their point of view, they are only suffering. That's all. Next point, that is human authority. Since we developed ourselves as civilized creature, since the time we discovered fire and wheels and invented the methods of agriculture, we were no more dependent on anyone else except the trees. So we find ourselves as the best creation of God, and often we misuse that one. Since we are best creation, most powerful one, so with great power comes great responsibilities. But we are misusing that responsibility and we are just torturing those animals and putting them in dire problem. Next, isolation. Isolation stands for being alone. You may think that there are 5-6 dolphins together in that particular pool. No, they have lost their original habitat. So it can't be a place where they are enjoying. So in that case, we can use the term a forlorn group. They are in group, but the group is forlorn. Everyone is dying inside the pool. internally, mentally, emotionally. We always talk about if a person abused another person physically, that's going to be a legal issue and that's going to be very, very important one to discuss. But when someone insults us, when someone abuses us emotionally, there is no jurisdiction. These are not justiciable. So here, the dolphins are emotionally abused, and unfortunately, this is not justiciable. Not only dolphins, this is obviously a personal pain of a single dolphin or maybe a group of dolphins, but at the same time it does have a universal appeal. If you look at the tigers in the tiger park or in the zoo, if you look at the other animals in the zoo, they are isolated, confined within a narrow cage. They can go out, they can fly, they can express themselves, because we are the authority, we are the heroes, we are the ultimate creation of God, and we are misusing all these powers. So, this is obviously a personal problem, a problem of a group, of a dolphin, but it represents a greater sphere. It adds all those animals and all those creatures who are tortured, humiliated by the human beings. World and dwelling. Where we dwell, that cannot be our all the time. If a person stays within a cage or a jail, that can't be his world. World is a vast word with a vast meaning. World is where we can enjoy ourselves, as well as we can enjoy all our freedoms gifted by God. A dolphin is normally associated with long and deep swimming in the core of the ocean or the sea. But here they have water, maybe salty too, but that same feeling is not there. The depth is less, it is not that wide, and there is no sky above the water. When they jump out, they find the human faces, not the sky, and they are not habituated in seeing the human faces instead of the sky. So, only for our mere entertainment, we can get entertained in different way. We can listen to song, we can watch television, we can go to the park and play, even we can have picnic, we can eat whatever we wish, even we can go to different places to enjoy the natural beauty. But we need dolphins to add in the list, add in the list of entertainment, that this can be another source of entertainment for us. Let us capture the target, let us capture the bear, let them entertain us. So, means of entertainment has gone to that degrading level, pathetic level, that we don't even care of the pain of others. And what is the outcome? If we relate somehow, during this COVID-19 situation, we are quarantined, we are home locked, as well as we are homesick. We are searching for a time when we will go out without any tension. So now we realize the pain, little bit, but we are forgetful. Our feeling is very fragile. Emotion is just like camphor, it disappears. So God knows how much that sentiment will stay. But if it stays, we have to think about those animals who can't speak out their problems, their pain, their suffering. Further, the human follies, if we think that we are very intelligent in confining all these animals and making them dance according to our tune, jump according to our whistle, and play according to our wish and liking, then we are really full. We are not dictating them to do so. We are actually playing with the creation of nature, not with a particular dolphin. When we speak that this person is looking bad, we are actually criticizing the creation of God. Similarly, when we make other animals to be slave of us, we are making slave of the creation of God. Dolphins are obviously the creation of Almighty. We respect Almighty, but we can't respect the creation of Him. And we call ourselves that we are rational. There is no rationalism. The dolphin has raised question strict directly, and the naked truth of the society has been exposed, that for our entertainment what level can we go? We can separate the son from the mother, we can separate the lover and beloved, we can separate someone from the family, just like we have separated these dolphins from that very dolphin family who live in the midst of an ocean or a sea, who live in the midst of an ocean or a sea. So we have taken up their homeland. It is our folly, it is our foolishness, there is no intelligence in it. If we can help them in live better, if we can help by cleaning the seas and the oceans, then it is obviously an act of intelligence. But this is an act of foolishness to capture them and keep them for our entertainment. Each dolphin does have a personal pain in staying inside the pool, but this, as I told you, does have a universal appeal. Many a creation of God is suffering in the same way. So it does have universal appeal. So the title is dolphin. It talks about dolphin, but it can be any animal that we enslave. Even we have not left the crocodiles, we have not left the whales. They are also in the water park sometime. Tigers, bear, deer, whatever animal. And we find it very interesting and very amazing to make slave of all these animals, as if like this is a kind of menagerie or the kind of hobby of keeping all those animals inside those boxes, the way the children keep the small tokens or the small toys of animals inside the boxes, the way we keep. Here I want to repeat one line of William Shakespeare, as he said in King Lear. He said, "What flies are to the boys, what flies are to the wanton boys." Wanton means cheerful boys. We are to God. They kill us for their sports. If we torture these animals, just like the playful children, the way playful children kill the flies and the smaller insects, then obviously God will not forgive us. The way we kill them, torture them for our sport, God will also do the same. We'll make some of the questions as well as discuss the answers in the upcoming videos. But for this one, what I have spoken, try to get the gist of those things. Write down whatever you find important to you. Make valid use of this one so that later you can make use of it. During live class, you are free to ask any question from all this. I have kept the comment section closed, since you are allowed to ask question via WhatsApp as well as during the live class. It's better to ask in WhatsApp so that I can answer you in a better way, even in voice note. Thank you everyone. For the next live class, we will discuss the doubts regarding this one. Thank you all.